Hello everyone and welcome to this special video, The Good Call. This is the place we look and analyze what good moments, what good decisions the player made. And today we talk about the America's Cup, where Big V did a good show.
Yeah, I mean, Big V was the champion, he was the underdog, he defeated Truewill, he defeated Thompson, like that's a lineup. And he played so unconventional, so we actually have a lot of cool things to look at.
So our first moment that we're gonna talk about today will be the highlight of this America's Cup. It was the Croa draft. Like, he faced Thompson, so Thompson is like super solid and you expect some draft with meta picks to outdraft the opponent, but he came prepared with this Croa.
Not only Croa, he also took the Miles, the Water Sky Surfer, one of the new units, something that we haven't seen before, and we could see on Thompson's face, he did not know how to react. He actually was confused by this draft, and we also have seen the Konamiya pick, Sheisou. So that was also something no one expected with, but we also have to say, he got lucky, right?
Yeah, a bit, but there was luck, but still a good mindset behind it. So if you explain, the Miles gets speed by buffs on his team and the opponent team, and it's a unit that can be super fast. And he was confident with his passive to outspeed and stun. And we can see that the speed on his unit with the Croa, which has 120 speed, that's a lot of speed.
That's a lot of speed. That's a lot of
was
speed.
really close against Thompson Shiwu. So it was a close call, but in the end, he didn't get the first turn, but still, the Konamiya was there.
The Konamiya was there and it was unviolent, and that was what he needed because it looked so bad. The Nephthys moved, he debuffed everything, nothing procced out, and then the Kona moved. And Kona got the important proc. We saw the shock on Thompson's face when he got that proc. He cleansed all that stuff off, and Miles just did solid damage because even though he is tanky as hell, like he has so much HP and he is fast, he ignores the defense the faster he is, and he does such solid damage with the whole team. And with the Croa, like as well, Croa buffs like 2 buffs on the whole team, which sped him up even more. Like it is the speed buff and a regeneration to heal up a little bit. It helped him out so much, and he just could eliminate one monster after the other.
Exactly. And some people expected some Anavel to cleanse, but the Konamiya pick was to go on the offensive as well, to give more turns to the Miles with an attack buff. So it dealt more damage, and we could see some really good damage from it, and in the end, he could kill the units without even crit rate.
Yeah, he doesn't need crit rate.
Yeah.
And in the end, as you said, it was the most amazing match I've seen during, like, up to this SWC. It was the best match. It was the most exciting part. I think I screamed my lungs out. I heard you as well.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was really an amazing match, and I hope we see more of him, like, in the World Fountain as well. So next up, we're staying with Big V, his team, his matchups, and he fought also against Truewill, also another very strong opponent. And what we have seen in Big V's draft, he added now Volantis into his team, and I have to say I really enjoyed watching this Volantis after his previous buff, now that he stuns on revenges and stuff like this. It's so good. It kind of reminds me of like the old Leica stuff.
Yeah, honestly, it's really good.
Yeah, it's so good.
Against those drafts with Water Ryu. So if he does AoE, he's gonna, of course, hit the Volantis. That gets attack bar, and then he can use his second skill, strip, stun, stuff, provoke, everything.
Glancing.
And it messes up everything. And this new hit in SWC has to be looked at for because it's really good.
Yeah, a lot of people used now Volantis, and I have to say I really liked how Big V also has ruined his Volantis. It's on the spare, it's very fast, it's tanky as well. So I have to say that the fact that he got so many despair procs, like he stunned the enemies on so many occasions, on top of all the debuffs he provides, it just made him so versatile in his draft. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later as well, how versatile Big V's other stuff was, but this Volantis I think is a staple in his team.
Yeah, because there's damage from the skills, but the dots as well do some good damage over time.
Yeah.
Especially on those super tanky units. 5% HP, 5% HP, you're dead.
You're dead. You're dead. You cannot any. And as said, like the despair, he has mostly AoE, and his first skill is also stun, so he is a stun machine. A very good unit, and what can you say more than it's so freaking good.
And to finish, we need to talk, like you said, about how some of his picks were very versatile. We could see that sometimes he was going for the first pick, Nikki. Why? Because you think it's kind of offensive but defensive at the same time with the AoE cleanse and heal. Sometimes he went Jamhire Nikki, and we think, oh, this is cleave, right? This is obviously a cleave, and then not.
Yeah, because he also had the tableau, he had the option to go cleave, but he sometimes decided to use the Jemaya more in a defensive position that still has the glance of the Nikki, of the Jemaya, and Nikki, at one point she moved like with the attack buff, some enemies had like armor break, and it did so freaking much damage. It was like nearly the whole team was already dead, so it's not like he was lacking damage in case the tableau got him banned off or something like this. So these drafts, especially with the tableau as well, to have it in his backhand made him so versatile, because Nikki, he always picked first pick. It could be defensive, it could be offensive.
Exactly. And people, if they committed to some outspeed draft, like, oh, he's going Nikki, I need to outspeed him to win the fight, and then he picks some offensive units. If they go tanky with Diana, Karnal or some things, well, it changes to Anavel defense break, and then Nikki hits on it. That was really good and very hard to anticipate.
Yeah, predict. It was really hard to predict a Big V's playstyle. He could switch basically on the fly. He could adapt so many times, and he stayed strong with his Nikki pick. He picked it so many times first pick, I think, nearly every round. And that's what made him, like, I think, the most likable, most enjoyable player to watch in the America Cup. Okay, and so we're already at the end of our good call for the America's Cup. And look forward to the next few episodes. We also do one for the Asia Pacific Cup, for Europe Cup, and for the World Finals. So definitely tune into that events and make sure to watch them so you can follow what we're talking here about. Anyways, I was Mars, your host. This is Sheisou with me, and we hope you enjoyed this, and we hope to see you guys next time.
See you next time.